Welcome back to my channel. My name's Becca. How are you guys? I am so excited to be doing this video. I did ask you over on my Instagram what kind of videos you'd like to see, whether that be vlogs or sit down. You guys voted sit down and you wanted a minimalism based video, so I'm going to be going ahead and giving you 24 things I no longer buy at 24. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I do polls over there regarding different types of videos I like to do on my channel, so I'll leave the link to my Instagram down in the description box below. I'll also leave it on the screen somewhere for you to check out. Yeah, without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So number one is cotton pads, makeup removal wipes, and Q-tips. I know that is technically 3 items, but they're all in the same category. I no longer buy disposable cotton pads. In fact, I recently purchased a reusable pack that I just throw in the washer whenever I need to. They're less wasteful, they're more bang for my buck because I don't have to continuously buy cotton pads to remove my makeup, and more times than not, I end up just taking my face wash into the shower with me, lather it on my hands, and wash my face that way. Sometimes I don't even use my reusable cotton pads, so for that reason, I don't buy those kinds of items anymore. Number 2 is bottled body wash. I don't buy bottled body wash. I prefer to use a bar of soap over a bottle. Again, I find the bottle can be wasteful. I end up using way more than I would need because I end up like squirting the bottle into my hand and wasting products. Most of it just goes down the drain, so I stopped buying bottled body wash and instead buy bars of soap. I do like to buy a natural soap. In fact, I have a local person that I purchase from, and I've honestly found that it's helped my skin and my body so much more. When I was in high school, I suffered severely with back acne. In fact, my whole back was just terribly broken out all the time, and it turns out that it was the products I was putting on my body, and as soon as I switched from a commercial body wash to a handmade soap, I saw a huge difference in my back acne, and for the most part, it's pretty much cleared up. Number 3 is similar to the last category, and that is bath bombs and bubble bars. I am not really one to take baths, and when I do, I don't really like to have heavy fragrance things in the water, so I try to use, like, again, a natural soap. Yeah, I used to be one that bought those like bubble bath things and bath bombs when I was in high school. I definitely was someone who would go to Lush and spend like my whole paycheck on those things. Number 4 is again one of those items, and it is body spray / mists. I am very sensitive, so a lot of like heavy fragrance things, they cause a lot of irritation for me, and they just wouldn't get used. I again was one of those teenagers that would go into like La Senza and buy their entire spray line, or the Body Shop or Bath and Body Works or whatever, and buy those sprays and mists, but then they would just collect dust on my dresser. They'd never actually get used, so I stopped buying those, and very rarely I even use scents at all. I find my natural deodorant works best as a antiperspirant for me, and so yeah, I no longer buy body sprays or mists. Number 5 is infinity scarves and lace scarves. Okay, so guys, I was definitely the person that would buy scarves in abundance. I had to have every different color of scarves, and they were never flattering on me. They never looked good on me. I always had this big bulky neck, and I don't know if you guys can notice, but I am a very delicate person. I gravitate toward more dainty features because I find it is better suited for, you know, my kind of facial features, my body, etc, etc. So I decluttered all of my scarves. For the most part, I think I have 1 or 2 in my closet. Number 6 is cheap jeans. Oh my goodness, I cannot count on fingers and toes combined the amount of cheap jeans that I have bought that have lasted a season or maybe a year. They would end up, you know, in between the legs where my legs would rub together. They would end up fraying, they would end up ripping, or they just would not last. The dye would run. So I have since stopped buying first-hand cheap jeans. I still would buy like Old Navy at like a thrift store or something, but if I'm going to spend my money on a pair of jeans, I'm going to buy a decent high quality pair that will last me for years to come. So for that reason, I am not buying cheap jeans, and I do not buy cheap jeans. Number 7 is Trendy Clothing. So I no longer buy trends. I say that as I'm wearing a Patagonia sweater, which is currently trending. I get it. Don't come at me. This sweater was thrifted, okay? So I did not pay full market price for Patagonia, but also I do want to note Patagonia is an ethical brand, and I do support ethical brands. So this, I wouldn't consider this like a trendy piece, but I do understand if it looks that way. Anyway, all that to say, trendy pieces, like a couple of years ago, I think choker shirts or something, I'll put a picture on the screen of what I mean, were in, and everyone was buying them. I mean, they came out one Friday and the next week, everyone in my high school had a choker style shirt. And for me, I just think it's a waste of money to try and keep up with the trends. I'm not a person that really likes to follow the crowd. I really have curated my own style, and so buying trendy pieces that are just gonna go out of style next week, it just is a waste of money, and it ends up being decluttered and at a thrift store. Number 8 is cheap jewelry. We're talking impulse buy jewelry. The ones that you see just before you go to the cash register to purchase a piece of clothing in Old Navy or Stitches or Urban Planet or whatever. They always have that rolly stand of like cheap necklaces and rings and stuff. It honestly, for me, is a waste of money. It tarnishes, it doesn't last. I have a couple of really nice pieces of jewelry that are interchangeable with what I wear, and I'm not a huge jewelry person anyway. Number 9 is graphic tees or like these kind of wordy phrases. I really like to keep my clothes basic and interchangeable with other pieces, so graphic tees, I don't find they're very flattering on me. Most of them I find to be very tacky. No sweat to you. If you love graphic tees, by all means buy them, but they're just not something I like, and so for that reason I no longer buy them. Number 10 is an abundance of purses, wallets, and change bags. This is a big one for me. I am definitely somebody who loves a nice cute purse, a nice cute wallet, a little cute change purse, but I have since refrained from buying in abundance because I found that purses, bags, and change purses were just not being used on a regular basis. I have one for winter and I have one for summer, and when those, you know, eventually wear out or need replacing, I'll replace them with something cute. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm never gonna buy a wallet again. That's ludicrous. I definitely will. I don't need an abundance of them. Number 11 is fake nails, either box ones or the ones done at a salon. To be honest, I used to get my nails done all the time, but it's very expensive to, you know, keep doing it on a regular basis, and I have since grown to love my natural nails. I think keeping a nice clean nail, you know, filing them occasionally, maybe a clear coat on top, it saves time, it saves money, and it just makes me feel better about myself knowing that I don't need to add something for me to like my nails. I really am happy with the nails that God has given me. So for that reason, I no longer buy fake nails. Along that line, number 12 is hair dye. Boxed hair dye, salon. Again, upkeep is very expensive. It's not sustainable for me. I do like my natural hair color and don't really feel that I need to change it or, you know, continuously purchase and invest in something that doesn't last, and just a personal choice of mine. So for that reason, I do not buy hair coloring of any sorts. Number 13 is high heels and uncomfortable shoes. Oh my goodness, praise the Lord, I no longer buy these things, because I cannot tell you the amount of times I've gone to an event with a brand new pair of heels, have hated myself for it because my feet were so sore, and then threw the shoes into the closet that night, never to be worn again. I just vowed to myself I am not going to put myself through that kind of pain again, or I just chose to refrain from buying high heels. I have decluttered all of my high heels, not doing it to myself, so for that reason, I don't buy them. We're gonna go into household items now. So for number 14, I no longer buy single-use kitchen items. I think I mentioned this in my week 1 of the Minimalism game. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link that up here in the cards. But yeah, I am not buying single-use kitchen items. If it doesn't serve more than one purpose, it's not gonna be in my kitchen, and I just think that it's incredibly wasteful and just not something I want to invest in if it's not going to, you know, work in other areas of my cooking life. Number 15 is dryer sheets. I no longer buy dryer sheets. A couple of months ago, maybe even a year ago now, I bought a reusable set of like these wool balls. My husband and I, we use those opposed to dryer sheets because dryer sheets They're not really that safe. First of all, they have a lot of toxins in them, and we just have to buy them over and over again. So we bought a one-time purchase of these like reusable dryer ball things that we can use essential oils on. They make our clothes smell nice, they do the job, and so we don't buy bounce sheets anymore. Number 16 is air fresheners and scented candles. Again, I mentioned that I'm pretty scent sensitive, so heavy fragranced air fresheners and scented candles really irritate my sinuses, so I don't buy those anymore. I do still love candles and the ambiance that it gives off, so I'll buy a non-scented candle and light that for just a little bit of hygge in the evening with a cozy tea. It's just a nice atmosphere to be in, but as for the scented stuff, nah. Number 17 is knickknacks and trinkets. Now I know what you're thinking, Bex, you literally have owls behind you. What kind of practical purpose is that serving? Well, those are actually given to us, so they do hold a little bit of a sentimental value, and they do bring me joy, so I'm gonna keep them. But as for like useless little knickknacks just to make my house look pretty, I don't really see the point in purchasing those things. Pretty straightforward. I don't buy knickknacks anymore. Number 18 is fake plants. Oh my goodness, I used to be into fake plants and now I am totally not. I have lovely, beautiful, real plants that I just love nurturing and taking care of, and they really make my house cozy and warm and inviting. And fake plants, I just don't really see the purpose in buying them because I can take care of a real plant. It's not something that I personally need in my home. Number 19 is magazines. I definitely was the kind of person that would go and buy a stack of magazines at the corner store, the Cosmos, the 17, but you know what, I would end up flipping through them and then putting them in the recycle, and they're pretty expensive. Like a magazine is like $5-6. Like, no thank you, I don't need to buy magazines anymore. Anything that is in that magazine is likely on their website. I don't need a magazine to tell me what's happening in the world. Number 20 is seasonal decor, obviously other than Christmas. I am hugely into Christmas. I absolutely love the Christmas season and plan on decking my whole house out in Christmas decor when we buy a home in the future. But we're talking like Halloween or Valentine's Day or Easter or fall or those kinds of seasonal decorations that are always in, you know, home decor stores. I don't personally need to buy those things. I don't see a point in decorating for a season that only lasts like a couple of weeks. I don't really need to decorate for seasons other than Christmas. Number 21 is specific cleaners. So we're talking a floor cleaner, we're talking a bath and sink cleaner, we're talking a counter cleaner or whatever. I don't need a specific cleaner. I have an all-purpose cleaner, and in fact I have a natural cleaner that I make myself with vinegar and water and essential oil, and so I don't need to have a specific cleaner for everything. An all-purpose cleaner works fine. It saves me time, money, and effort, and so for that reason I don't buy specific cleaners anymore. Number 22 is my fantasy self items. I really try to refrain from buying things that I think my fantasy self will like. One day I might want to be a skier. I want to be someone who goes to the hill and skis every week, so I'm gonna go out and buy a ski pass, and I'm gonna go out and buy, you know, brand new skis and ski gear, and then only go like once or twice. Those kinds of fantasy self things is what I'm talking about when I say I'm not gonna purchase that. Number 23 is a big category, but it's impulse buys, and I mean kind of impulse buys that you see before you go to the cash register, like little knickknacks or little cool gadgets and stuff. I set a rule for myself where I only buy items that I know I absolutely need, or if I want something, I wait 24 hours. It's a way for me to save money. It's a way for me to teach myself to delay gratification, and it's a way to really gain control of my spending. By all means, if there is something that you've wanted for quite some time and you finally have some money to spend it, do not deny yourself that. That is not what I'm saying. But for me, I'm a person who loves to invest in activity and experience over stuff. My husband and I really love to go out and watch a movie, or go bowling, or, you know, go on a road trip, or go to dinner somewhere. So those are the areas that we're willing to spend money on. When it comes to a shirt with sparkles or, you know, a cute notepad, like that's not something that we really see value in, and that's really adding to our quality of life. So we have stopped buying impulse things and have really gained control of our spending and have allocated funds to areas that we really enjoy, like experiences. Lastly, number 24 is movies slash DVDs. We don't need a physical copy of a movie. Chances of us watching it again are pretty slim, and if we wanted to, we could probably find it on Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever. So movies and DVDs, the physical copies, we no longer buy. So there you have it, guys. Those are 24 things I no longer buy at 24. But now I want to hear from you. What are some items that you no longer buy in your current stage of life? I think that, you know, as we get older, we really have curated what we need in our life and what really brings us joy. And so naturally, we've just drifted away from purchases that we would have purchased on a regular basis in our younger years. So yeah, leave a comment down below on items that you no longer buy. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, as it really supports my channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you. I post videos every week about minimalism, faith, lifestyle vlogs, finance, any kind of lifestyle content basically, and I'd love to have you be a part of my community. Follow me on Instagram, links down in the description box, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week in a brand new video. Bye guys!